Ciao everyone, I'm Rossella and welcome back to Cooking with Nonna. I have a beautiful guest back today, my very lovely friend Nonna Antoinette. Say hello.
Hi everybody, I'm here with my buddy Rossella.
Yay!
During our Christmas preparation here.
In our Christmas garb.
Fire.
And as you can tell, it's Christmas all around on the Cooking with Nonna set. And to go with the Christmas theme, we're going to make a very traditional Christmas recipe. We're making Nonna Antoinette's special Roccoco.
That's right.
Now, what exactly is Roccoco?
Roccoco is a traditional Christmas cookie of my region, Campania. Naples, maybe people will recognize Naples more than they will recognize Campania. But the traditional recipe is very, very hard. It's a cookie that you need dental work after that because it's very, very hard. So I came up with my own version of Roccoco, which is more, it's fruity, it's spicy, and it's better, more flavorful, and you can actually chew it. You don't have to break a tooth while you eat it.
Yeah, some of the super old school, if you look at some of the super old school Italian traditional cookies and sweets, they were not super sweet, and they were usually super, super, super hard. And I think that was to preserve them. That's what,
yes.
They would just dry them out so much because if something had too much moisture, it could go bad. So, keep it dry and it'll last for years. You'll have it for many Christmases. That was the whole idea.
Yes.
So Nonna Antoinette focused more on keeping things yummy and delicious and soft.
Yes.
So in your recipe for Roccoco, let's just go through the ingredients super quick.
Yes. So we start with almonds, which we toast before, and a mixture of dried fruit. Figs and apricot, raisins, and we have honey, we have sugar, and we have a pinch of salt just to bring out the flavors.
Oh, that's baking powder.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Salt's over here, but there's salt in it too.
Baking powder. And we need lemon extract, vanilla, and orange extract because this is a very fruity and spicy.
And of course, we got some
spice.
Flour, just all-purpose, and allspice. Now,
yes.
This is a spicy scented cookie. And actually the form is super cute. It actually doesn't look quite like a cookie. When I first saw them, they look like the Entenmann's frosted donuts, chocolate frosted donuts.
Yes.
And they're very spicy and beautifully moist from all the dried fruits. So if you're not a super spicy person, I think you can cut this in half, no?
Yes, or maybe replace it with cinnamon.
Yeah.
Instead of, because allspice is richer in flavor. But you could replace it with cinnamon, and they will give it a little complement, just a little touch of spice, but not a strong flavor. Then when we're done with the Roccoco, the final, and I think the best touch, is that we're going to dip him in dark chocolate. So that is...
Love me
Who
some
doesn't
of that,
love
right?
chocolate?
Chocolate makes anything better. Chocolate will fix, if your Nonna made some old school treat that you're like, oh, I'm not too sure about this, just dip it in chocolate and it'll all be fine, right?
Yes.
So we'll bring the chocolate dip out later when we're ready to decorate them. And we're gonna get started with the process of making Roccoco in our food processor. So what goes in here first?
The almonds.
So we have some toasted.
Yes, we toast the almonds to bring out the flavor. When you toast the almonds or any nut, the flavor is amplified.
Yeah, they smell great.
Yes. So we will
just turn that on.
Yes.
And how fine do you want them?
They have to be very fine. Let's see. That's good. You don't want them like flour. You want a little bits. You want to be able to find little bits in there. Oh, I see there's a couple of pieces. Maybe just
scramblers.
Yeah, let's do a little bit longer. I think we're good.
So this was about 10 to 15 seconds, depending on how powerful your processor is.
Now we add the dry fruit.
So let's talk a little bit about the fruit that you choose for this recipe.
Yes, I like dried figs because of the consistency, the flavor. It's a perfect fruit to make this type of a lot of the holidays, Christmas sweets.
In the South are very fig based.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I like the apricot for their distinctive flavor. And raisins, just to add a little sweetness and a little, because they're dry, it's almost like glue. They will bind together.
I totally agree. I love the figs because I remember you telling me earlier that the figs give moisture, and even the apricots
Yes.
give moisture. And the fruit that you're choosing for this is actually important because if the fruit is super dry, sometimes it's all dried fruit, but there is dried fruit that is drier than other dried fruit.
That's right.
And you know, our apricots ended up being nice and juicy today.
Yes.
So, however dry your fruit is, that's gonna influence how much water you're gonna have to add at the end. Because the
Yes.
first time I did make this, I had to add a little bit more water than was suggested. But you gotta feel it out. It's all about feeling it out.
Yes, and we'll show everybody how it should go.
Honey?
Let's mix this first because
Okay.
we want to make this into a paste.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, we want it. I think that should do it. Yes.
Yeah, it's a little bit more
Okay.
crumbly.
Yes, this is perfect.
So now we're gonna add
Now,
our
yes.
honey in.
Honey, yes. We're actually going to add everything else.
Yeah, that's so great that you can
Yeah,
make
this is an easy,
right
really,
in
it's an
one-
easy recipe.
Okay.
That should do it.
Right. We have our granulated sugar. A little baking powder. And of course, for the exact measurements and the full recipe, full list of ingredients, everything, head over to cookingwithnonna.com.
Okay, now we're adding our liquids here
Extra.
in a teaspoon. Okay, vanilla, orange, and lemon. These will give it a nice extra flavor, yes.
Okay.
And just we'll add a pinch
Pinch
of
of the salt.
Just a little pinch because salt brings sweetness out.
And the allspice.
And the allspice, yes, please. Okay.
Great.
Now let's blend this together first, and then we'll start adding the flour. Okay, that's mixed.
It's nice and crumbly.
Yes. Let's add the water so that we'll have some moisture for the flour to be absorbed. And we'll do about a cup at a time of water. Let's use, we'll use one of these.
Use one of these. Use what
Yeah.
we got.
Yeah, that's fine. So maybe a couple of those. And then we'll see if we need a little bit more water. We'll just add a little more.
There you
See,
go.
as you can see with the water, it's starting to become a paste.
Yeah.
More of a paste. Okay. Let's add a little more.
And the final product that you're looking for, the end result of the dough, is something like Play-Doh, right?
Exactly. It has to be pliable and just like Play-Doh.
Yeah, like humid to the touch, but not sticky. This is not supposed to be a super sticky dough.
I think we're going to need a little bit more water. Maybe we could use it, we could add it.
In there?
Yeah,
Sure.
from here.
Sure. Do this like a spoonful. Oh, you can run the mixer, and I'll just put it.
Oh, great. There we go.
I guess that fruit was drier than we thought.
Yeah, sometimes. Okay, let's see. See how we're doing. Oh, but see, it's nice. It's becoming
Very nice.
Yes. Okay, let's add some more
Flour.
flour.
See, as long as you know what you're looking for, if you can touch it and feel it and understand what it's supposed to be, then you can never really mess up because you know where you're supposed to go with it.
Exactly. And this is not going to be your traditional cookie dough. This is going to be more grainy. And it's supposed to be more grainy. I think it's working very well. I'm blending. Okay. We're going to help it along here a little bit. And we could also, after we have the main ingredient mixed together, we roll it onto on the flouring board on the
Yeah, you can mix
the board,
this with your
and
hands.
then yeah, we could do a little bit more mixing. Better. Oh, we want to put the rest of the flour. And once we have it mixed, we'll take it out and work with it with our hands, just like our grandmother did.
Just like Nonna. How appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now we just get in here.
Yes.
Antoinette took off all her jewelry first.
Yes. Wash your hands, take off your jewelry, and get in there and enjoy. Enjoy making your food. Okay. I think we could use a little more water.
Right there.
Oh. Yes. There we go. We're starting to get there.
That's all right. This is fun. How many times have you done this?
Oh,
Like
I
by
do it all the
hand?
time. I have, my kitchen is like, you know when you watch those cooking shows, I have to have all these gadgets. It's just what I like. So I have all these machines that could do everything. And what do? This.
Yeah. Because
So-
before you had a stand mixer and before you had a
Yeah.
food processor, how did you do this?
Yeah, it's also, there's a sense of accomplishment. And there's satisfaction of doing things with your hands. So-
Absolutely. Personally, the other times I've made Roccoco, a stand mixer doesn't quite always get the job done because I feel
It
like
is.
with a dough like this that can be dry and moist in different spots, it's hard for it to mix that well, that I feel like there's always stuff at the bottom. So I always end up finishing it with my hands anyway.
Yes. Okay, I think we have the right consistency. As you
Okay.
can see, it's very pliable. It's like Play-Doh, and but you don't want it too hard, but you don't want it too wet.
Right.
So this is this is the consistency you want it.
It's still very firm.
Yeah, a little sticky, has to be sticky, no problem. But this is how you want. And then you try to divide this into 12 pieces, and you roll it as you have sit.
Is that a good size or smaller?
No, that's okay.
This one?
Yeah,
It's okay?
that's good. Yes.
And you want to form it into like a little bagel.
Yeah.
So you want to make, you know, sometimes I think in Italian, and when you're making things like this, I don't know like the word in English to say, so I say like a salsicciotto.
Yes.
So
yeah.
salsicciotto means like a sausage link or something, and that's just what comes to mind. And in Italian, it makes so much more sense.
Now, when we're rolling these, we want to try to make them as smooth as possible. You see how they even start to shine a little bit the more you roll them? Because once we coat them with the chocolate, if you have little bumps showing, it will show through the chocolate, and it's not going to be very pretty. And the other thing, don't worry about if they're not all the same size. That's the beauty of homemade product. You do not want cookie cutter, same shape, same thing, same size, same everything.
That's a good point.
These are just, you know, and some people want a little one, some people want a big one.
Some people
So-
do want a little one and a big one. I totally agree. Sometimes you want one, but you don't want to commit to like a whole big. I still don't know how she makes them shine so much. She has like a magical touch that makes the rough cookie dough shiny. So I'm going to start moving these over to our foil-lined baking sheet. You can use foil or parchment paper.
And we have a preheated 350-degree oven.
Yes. And don't worry about spacing them too close together because they don't grow or anything.
They don't grow,
so.
no.
They almost seem like a great thing to make for the fall season as well as Christmas.
Yes, definitely.
Because of the spiciness, and you've got great, some great dried fruit in there. I think it's a really beautiful recipe.
And I know a lot of people out there are worried about protein, and this is a great cookie to have if you're looking for protein, because you have
A lot of nuts
and fruits and dried fruit. So it's not just like your regular sweet indulgent cookie. It's sugar and flour type of thing. It actually has some good stuff for you. You have honey, you have dried fruit, like I said, and you have almonds. So you don't feel as guilty.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel guilty eating a chocolate-covered one of these.
Yes, and then we cover it with dark chocolate.
Yeah, no, I mean,
which is so good for you.
It's practically a salad. I mean, what else can I, it's totally. It's, it's such a healthy thing that you have to cover it in chocolate. It's Christmas.
That's it.
You gotta make it a little bit naughty. Okay, so these are Roccoco. We got about 15, and her recipe usually makes about 12 to 15.
Yes.
But she's got a great point. You don't want to make them all the same size, because who wants a small one? Who's not that hungry? Who doesn't want the commitment of a big cookie?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I love making them all different sizes, and it's
Yes.
more rustic. It looks more homemade.
That's right.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So
That's
these
the
are
best
gonna,
part.
these rustic, beautiful cookies are gonna go into a 350-degree oven for about 18 minutes. And when we come back, we are gonna get everything ready to cover them with chocolate.
Best part.
The best part. Okay, so our Roccoco are all baked and cooled,
Yes.
and they're ready to be covered in chocolate.
Yes. Now we have baked them for 20 minutes because 18 to 20 minutes is a good gauge of the time. You don't want them too soft, but you don't want to leave them there too long and get hard. So
everybody's oven is different.
Yes.
So go by, if your oven's a hotter oven or a cooler oven, go by that. But 18 to 20 minutes.
Yes.
And if you're not sure, this is a really good indicator. You're going to turn them over, and they're going to be nice and brown right on the bottom.
Yeah, light brown now.
Yeah.
You don't want them dark brown, light brown.
And don't be nervous if they come out and they're a little bit soft to the touch, because anything that has a lot of almond in it is gonna be soft right out of the oven, and as it cools down, it will harden up a little bit. So don't worry, that doesn't mean that they're raw.
Yes.
So we're gonna go ahead and start covering these with chocolate.
But first, we have to melt the chocolate.
So we just have a basic double boiler.
And we want to add a tablespoon of shortening to our semi-sweet or bittersweet, whatever you find in the store. Not milk chocolate. It has to be either semi-sweet or bittersweet.
And why is that?
Because the flavor of this cookie wants a sharp flavor of the chocolate. Milk chocolate, it's too mild for this cookie.
Okay.
So we want dark chocolate.
I dig it.
And the reason why we add the shortening is because it will bind better. Now, for those of you that want to use a microwave, you could do the same melting process in the microwave. Just do it gradually. You don't want to leave them in the microwave too long. So start with about 15 seconds and stir. And if they need 15 more seconds, and so on until you have.
Until fully melted.
Yes.
This also makes the chocolate nice and glossy.
The shortening, yes.
Makes it nice and
It
shiny.
will make it glossy and stick better to our cookie.
Beautiful melted glossy chocolate.
Okay. We have achieved what we wanted to achieve. As you can see,
Awesome.
it's nice and melted and smooth. So we could get it. All right. Now, the best way I found to do these is with 2 forks. So we will
Because you want to coat them on all sides.
On all sides. That's
Not
the
just
trick.
one side coated with chocolate. It's got to be totally encased in chocolate coating. Ah,
Here we go.
that looks
Where are
so
we putting it,
beautiful.
Ross?
Here, I'll move this over for you.
Or, yep.
Oops. Okay. Go right there. There you go.
Okay. And there, you could drop it right. There we go.
These look so gorgeous.
They're really nice. And when I make them at Christmas, usually I do them for Christmas. And I make a platter of Christmas cookies, just like the rest of the world at Christmas time. When you have these on that platter, everybody, it's just it's
Wow.
amazing. They, what is that?
They're like, I've never seen that before.
And it is. That's a beauty of this cookie. It's different. We have another. And don't worry about the chocolate that dribbles through. Don't worry about that. I'll be fine.
Let's dip the little one.
Yeah.
The little one we made for the
Yeah.
person that's not that hungry.
Although they might change their mind once
Yeah.
they taste it. It's like, ooh, I wish I would have taken the big one. Okay. And try to get it completely covered, including the inside of the little hole.
Wow. So nice. Probably have enough chocolate just for one more. So can you save these?
Oh, yes. They, because it is...
Like freeze them?
Yeah, with almonds. And I wrap them very well and freeze them, and they stay... I actually had I was doing something in the freezer, and I forgot that I had a package of these, and I said, uh-oh, are they still good?
That's a very Italian thing.
Yes. It was 6 months later in the freezer. You would have known. You would never have known that these were in the freezer for 6 months and still tasted fresh.
And you cover them with chocolate and freeze them?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Fabulous. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those look amazing. I cannot wait to taste one of these.
So.
We're just gonna wait until the chocolate dries just a little bit. You wanna air dry it. Nonna and I are gonna go have an espresso or something, talk. And when we come back, we're gonna taste one of our chocolate-covered Roccoco. I think our Roccoco are ready. What do you think?
Yes, they look beautiful. So these have been sitting for about 30 minutes. And you could tell, I mean, you see if they're dry or not. If they need a little bit more time, you just let them sit a little bit longer.
These are a little bit more wet, but this one looks nice and dry. Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, wait, should I break this?
Sure.
So we could both taste one? Ooh, it's a little...
Still a little bit.
It's a little hard to break. I gotta say, wait, let's get you your own. Or which other one looks dry?
Okay. And also, if you want to dry them on just regular
Foil.
aluminum foil so you don't get the little crisscross on the bottom, so that's fine too.
So good. I'm working on it. All right.
Yes. Very flavorful.
You taste the beautiful toasted almonds, the dried fruits. It tastes like a fruit and nut bar, but Italian style. So it tastes really, really good. I love the chocolate coating on these.
Yes, I think the dark chocolate is the best for this cookie.
I think it totally makes it. And it is still a little bit soft and melty, so it's like that much more enjoyable and gooey.
Yeah.
I love this. I think I am not Napolitan, but I am going to start making these as a traditional cookie for Christmas. So thank you for being on the show, and thank you for teaching me how to make this wonderful dessert, and thank you for being my Nonna today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Say bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas too.
Buon
Natale.
Natale.